Alright guys, I'm gonna start the stream off way before the timer even counts down because today's gonna be a super chill stream. What is up everybody in chat? We got a lot of people spamming in chat right now. We got Foxby, MJY5, Jaden, Gamerboy, Super Guy, Ultimate, Joe, Lemur, Connectig1. Hello man. So FH4 as well. No, I don't think so today. Today's just gonna be a reaction video of the gameplay of Forza Horizon 4. So if you guys are into that sort of stuff, that is what we are going to be doing. Thank you guys, everyone in chat, absolutely spamming. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for coming out. So we are gonna have some reaction type stuff today for Forza Horizon 4. I can react with you guys and hopefully they show some cool stuff.
Seasons.
So I'm excited.
Have a look at winter and how it changes Britain completely. But here's what's coming up in the show. We've got so much stuff packed for you guys. We're going to be taking a look at the first time for winter.
So car mastery, that'll be interesting to see. Forza-thon, we already see that. User interface, suite, and then bonus boards.
Winter in the game with two of the developers who made it. We've got new information on a brand new feature in the game, car mastery.
It's got hype for Forza Horizon 4, boys.
Returning Forza-thon feature. And we've also got an exclusive deep dive into the amazing UI of Forza Horizon 4, which I know a lot of you have been really blown away by in the last few weeks. We're also going to be having some fun,
for hanging out in chat, man.
The, little boards
it's much appreciated.
Hidden away, which are a big
Thank you,
part of
Xavier.
the Forza Horizon universe.
Koenigsegg or Bugatti? I go with Koenigsegg. Doesn't this guy remind you of Ali A? Whenever I watch these streams, I feel like this guy just reminds me of Ali A.
In-game cosmetic items.
Feels bad, man.
If you're watching there, get involved in the chat, ask questions, let us know what you think, and you could get this awesome jumper because, right, I'm also joined by
how do you get
by Ralph. We're also going to be having some fun, right? Horizon universe, but we've also got a big giveaway for you guys. So if you're watching over on mixer.com/Forza Motorsport, you're going to be having a chance of winning this in-game cosmetic item.
I don't care.
So if you're watching there, get involved in the chat, ask questions.
You're subscribed as well. Thank you, Xavier. I appreciate that.
You can get this awesome jumper because, right, I'm also joined by everyone, by Ralph and Ben, who've been involved for all the streams so far. Okay, Ralph, the creative director, and also Ben, the art director.
That.
Thank you very much. Like a couple of weeks ago, Ralph, you said winter is your favorite season. Right? Why is that?
Well, I hope everyone gets to see tonight why I said that. It's still absolutely my favourite season. It's come together really well in the game as we've been putting it together these last couple of years. For me, it is the most visually different season. It's really strikingly different from every other season. It's incredibly beautiful.
What's up, guys?
And it also has such a range of gameplay as well, such a range of driving experiences from deep snow that you're going to plow through, icy roads. Also, there's some roads that don't have any snow in them at all.
Yeah.
So you get the full range of Horizon gameplay within the beautiful wintry world of Britain.
Yeah, because like the world, as you said, is completely changed.
He reminds me of Ali A so much.
You must have had to put so much work and effort to change that world.
We are watching some Forza Horizon 4 gameplay today.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. It's definitely it's the biggest visual change, as Ralph said. So that comes with a whole new set of challenges.
I don't know about winter.
That we had to get our teeth.
What's up, Driver TV? Welcome, man. Blame Gideon
so
McLaren.
yeah, we're going to be seeing the
that's
world,
a good question. I don't think I
differently
have a preference. I like them both.
Before.
Jacket
We're
Games,
actually
what's up,
starting
dude?
off in the same location we were in last week, so you're going to get to see how much that one location changes.
Yeah, so for anyone that's interested in kind of like going back and checking how much this world changes, you can go back and watch the VODs of the previous streams.
They released the picture of the full map
summer and autumn, which have been awesome,
on their Twitter.
Looking at winter
if you
today.
want to go check that out,
also,
I'll check it out after
this.
this.
Any questions at all for Ralph or Ben, do make sure to get involved in the Mixer chat and remember that giveaway as well. But should we kind of get into some gameplay? Because I think that's what everyone always wants to see is like the changes and we can go into it.
Forza Horizon 4
so
gods.
Kick it off. Ben, why don't you kind of get us started in like kind of the art?
Sure. Okay, so we're starting off as I said.
That looks really good.
As last week. So we're in Glen Rannoch, which is a combination of those two Scottish locations that I mentioned last week. And
that's the truck I was racing in yesterday.
So we've got some real heavy, dense snowfall going on here, and that's something that is specific to
that
to
does look really good in
areas
winter.
of the map. So the more elevation you get in the world, you'll get thicker snow. As you get a bit more south, you'll get like less snow, but maybe more frost, more wet roads, that kind of thing. So there's everything makes sense in terms of where the snow will
Thanks for liking, guys.
It does look beautiful as well. I think that's
that looks very beautiful.
It's like all the little details. Because I want to get into the water because I know one of the biggest features is that the lake itself is frozen over. I know there's been a lot of questions.
Like, look at that road on the mini map there. The chat's kind of covering it, but it's so windy. It looks so sick.
How's it going to play out?
I think you'll see tonight. It's kind of a mix, and like Ben says, it's all about really the altitude of the particular area of the world, which determines whether the water
Moose. I don't know if that's a deer. Probably
is frozen
a deer.
or not. But also, I think that really helps gameplay because it's super fun to go drifting.
Whenever they do this gameplay, they always are so careful for running in the cars. It's very nice. More people should drive like this guy.
And you really get all of that in the winter season. And I think eagle-eyed viewers will recognise this, as Ben said,
Stag.
last week.
Okay, gotcha.
We're at this viaduct. This is, I think we're right up at the top of this mountain that we're kind of at the foot of.
Racing
right
that
now.
giant hovercraft.
With the hovercraft and the other stuff.
Hovercraft.
But it's just the perfect place to show how completely the world's changed.
That's alright, Chad. It'll come back here in a second. I hope. Here, let me just show you the Forza Horizon 4 full map real fast. I feel like a few more guys want to see that. Let's see here. Fortnite, not Fortnite. Forza. Here it is. There's the full map for Forza Horizon 4. I think that's looking very nice. So you can see we got some beaches over here. Got the frozen lake here. I don't know what this is. I don't know, and I don't know why it's not frozen yet. But yeah. Even though you don't have an Xbox, you're still hyped. Yeah, man. Me too.
Is, from season to season, and particularly autumn to winter. Last week we had all those really sort of striking reds and oranges and browns, and now the world is carpeted in white.
Love these accents.
And like this is what I'm talking about. I think this completely different, really sort of stark aesthetic is just it's stunning to drive in. It's stunning to look at. And it's why this is totally my favourite season.
Yeah.
So why is the lake frozen and that lake's not?
Kind of go into it even more.
Well, like the big lake's frozen.
Remember, this is a developer version of the game, so there could be bugs, there could be crashes, as we found out last week. Like hopefully,
has happened.
Has happened a couple of times, but we'll just kind of be taking a look at everything. So Ben, I know, right? You're gonna hate me for asking this question again. It's my normal thing because one of the things, like looking through the world, okay, is one of the biggest changes from season to season that you can really see.
That looks
is
really
the trees
nice.
And how they've changed.
Yeah.
Right. So how's that working in the winter season?
So as you can see, they've lost all their leaves. That's the thing that happens in winter.
After you work so hard on the leaves.
After we spend so much time getting the leaves looking just right, we strip them all off in winter. Yeah, it's obviously it's a very different look.
Come on! Sup, James boy? Here, settings, quality. Hopefully maybe this will be better.
Look, again, it sort of plays into what Ralph was saying, and also I think we've heard quite a few people saying, "What did you learn from the development on Blizzard Mountain?" Yeah. And is winter just like the experience we had in Blizzard Mountain? It's totally not, right? It's a brand new visual as well, I would say, in that obviously Australia has all those trees that keep their leaves all the time and never drop them. So actually there was something really satisfying for the art team this time to produce this kind of skeletal horizon that you get with all the trees losing their leaves in winter. It's a look we've never had in a Horizon game before, which is...
And I kind of naively at the start of this project, I thought that winter trees would be the easiest because you didn't have to do leaves.
Oh yeah.
Turns out not the case at all. No, actually, performance-wise, much more difficult.
That's true. Yeah, that was a surprise to everybody on the art team. But yes, it turns out the winter.
The valley, I know, right? This thing looks amazing.
They're a lot more difficult too.
Like in winter, I was worried it was just going to be like Blizzard Mountain.
There's so much snow, right?
The weather doesn't look as nice, but this looks really nice.
Is there going to be parts of the world that aren't covered in snow, or is it just kind of...
Totally, yeah. And I think that's a really important thing for us in not just winter and all the seasons is making sure that you can do all of the things you want to do in a Horizon game in that season.
Yeah.
And you know that's true of all the seasons. It was probably most challenging to make sure it was true in winter. You know, because obviously snow makes things hard, right?
Yeah.
You know, frost, ice makes it more difficult to drive. What we really didn't want to happen was that winter be this big difficulty spike within the game. So we've done a bunch of things to try and avoid that. But one of them is to make sure that there are still, as Andy just destroys a child snowman, like callously. You know, one of the things is to make sure that there are loads of roads in the world which actually aren't covered in snow that you can still take a hypercar out on and you know not have a terrible.
Oh, that's nice. So it won't every single road's not going to be covered in snow.
Of gameplay, which means I think you know as you saw there, we were just driving on the frozen Derwent water. There's probably a greater range of gameplay available in winter than almost there is in any other season.
Yeah, so it still suits all those different driving styles that you want to kind of get involved in.
Exactly.
There's a few questions from the chat as well. Motorized RC has just asked, how do seasons change?
So that's a good question. The seasons change weekly for everyone. So it depends.
Answer the same questions every single week. Like you can go on there when it's live every Tuesday, and you can go in the chat and ask questions, but they answer the same questions every time.
You won't be playing the game at exactly the moment the season changes, because it will change at the same time for absolutely everyone, regardless of time zone. But if you are, then the game will start counting down. It'll be really clear saying that the season is going to change in 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute. And then when it does, as long as you're not doing anything, which is to say you're not in the middle of an event, for example, we'll take you out of that. We'll show you a
that looks so nice. Holy cow!
When the game fades back up,
like look at this.
Seconds or so later, you will be in the next.
It's amazing.
Season. If you're not in the game when the season changes, as I say, is more likely. When you return to the game, you boot it again, you return from suspend.
Yeah.
The game will just say, "Hey, the season's changed." It will play that transition cinematic, and you'll just start from where you left off.
Straight into it.
Yeah.
So also one thing to just quickly look at as well is the last week we took a look at the map. Very briefly for autumn, but we kind of have a quick look at the map for winter, which is also we're going to show across all the social channels. So if you look at Twitter, Forza Motorsport,
that's what I just showed you guys.
At Forza Motorsport Official, you can see the full winter map because it has changed quite a lot.
Yeah, if we're going to go into it now, I think.
Have a quick look into.
Yeah, very quick look. And yeah, like you say, completely changed. So there is a different map screen for each of the 4 seasons. This is obviously the winter one, which has to recognise that the lake is frozen and a lot of the other water in the world is frozen as well. It brings in the seasonal championships for winter, and obviously it removes the ones from
that's
autumn.
so cool.
And then everything that sort of comes in just for that specific season, you can see on the map as well. But we'll.
What's it say? Derwent water?
As said, everyone go check that out on Twitter or Instagram if they kind of want to have a more detailed look at it. But we're going to say goodbye to you for a little bit. I know you're going to be joining us back in the stream shortly. But we've still got so much to come up in the stream as well. So thank you very much to Ralph and Ben for joining us for the start of the stream. But there's a more detailed look at the returning FORZA feature. We've also got an exclusive developer deep dive into the amazing UI of Forza Horizon 4. We're also going to have some fun trying to smash all those deviously placed bonus boards, which are a staple for Horizon games. But right now, we're looking at car mastery, and Ralph isn't going anywhere because Ralph is actually staying here.
Totally staying here.
Right?
What the?
I'm talking about car mastery, but I think we're rejoined by Ben, who I think can tell us what is car mastery.
Hello again. Yeah. So car mastery.
Welcome, Owen, to the stream, man. We'll let it play out.
Poop, poop, poop,
poop,
poop,
yeah,
poop,
yeah,
poop,
yeah,
poop,
yep,
poop.
Yep. Nice. All right, thank you, Owen, for the $2, man. Holy cow, that's so much appreciated. Is my Windows an XP? No.
If I get straight into the menu to show you, basically this is.
You cannot change the seasons you want. It changes every week, though.
Earn skills,
which I feel like is fair, because in winter,
skill points on
all the roads aren't going to be
Forza
covered.
Horizon 2 and Forza Horizon 3, we have one kind of global set of perks that you could spend your skill points on.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of kind of good feedback from this. We really enjoyed using the system ourselves. It went down really well. One thing kind of we realised was that once you'd unlocked every perk, there wasn't really much else to do. You couldn't buy anything else. So we thought to ourselves, well, how do you beat having, you know, a grid of 25 or even 3 times that from Horizon 3? And we decided, let's add a skill tree to every car. So we're now looking at the Ford Raptor F-150, and you can see that this is its car mastery tree. So starting in the bottom left here, we've got something that will give you some instant car collection influence. So that'll actually go towards your campaign that we were talking about last week. So I'm going to unlock that one.
So nice.
Through the menu a little bit. Here's something that will give you a bonus in event finish influence. So again, going towards campaign. We've got some new ones. This is a big favourite of mine, Extra Life. So now each skill chain takes 2 collisions to break. So that's
nice.
That's absolutely brilliant.
So if you want to get those drift zones, especially Forza Fun Live, which we had a look at, right, doing those perfectly for those kind of drift spaces, unlock that, and if you've got the mastery, it's going to help you out massively in getting those changed. How do you go about earning the points?
So you earn the points by banking skills in the world. So the skill system is, as it kind of returns anything cool that you do, you'll get that instant feedback. So drifting, wreckage, air, you start kind of earning those at the top of the screen, and you chain them together, and they will build and build into bigger.
I think that's so cool how you can change the mastery of
kind of,
like every single car.
Points to spend here.
That's incredible.
Right. So what are the ones that we have within the Ford Raptor space? So you've got that Extra Life.
Yeah, so this is all about cross-country racing, which is perfect. It's kind of what the car is built to do.
10% influence for the next 10 cross-country events in your car.
Repeatable perk, which will give you points for cross-country events.
Holy cow!
Wrecking ball,
Oh yeah, Echo, I'm so sorry, man. We can do the BMW drift thing soon. I promise you. We'll probably do it tomorrow, man. I'm sorry.
If we get into another car, a completely different tree. So let's get into something like.
Who are they going to get in?
This is the thing. What kind of justifies?
Ooh, that's a new Horizon edition.
Trees that you're going to be getting with the cars. Is it kind of going to have? Is
Capri.
every car
Ford Capri
going to have specific like skills that you can unlock? Because I know it's going to range
from
5 to 25 skills. Is it for each car? What kind of decides that?
So there's up to 16 kind of perks within a mastery tree.
Yeah.
And the cost of those perks ranges anything from
favorite. Did you see that favorite radio station Horizon XS? That's
in terms
new.
of what you get within a car, it's really what the car is designed to do. So that Raptor we saw was all about cross-country racing and how you kind of boost those skills. This fourth edition Ford Capri with its like jacked up suspension, massive tyres, which is perfect for dirt racing. You can see
so sick.
It's got Dirt Monster there, which is a perk which will benefit you in dirt racing events, and everything else is the kind of thing that you would expect
my God,
in dirt racing.
guys.
So again, we've got things like drift, which is something that rally cars are quite iconic for. You've got Sideswipe, which is when you destroy something as you're drifting, as well as some really, really cool ones like this perk here. Again,
and you're doing that with skill.
John, you a cool man, cool face, cool face, cool face.
Thank you, Echo Flip, for the $2. Thank you so much, man. This stream, I'm 21 minutes into it, and it's an hour and 8
minutes. It builds fast. Is that
minutes.
a way of earning more points?
So that means it's probably like 45 more minutes.
Because one of the big features that I got really excited about, and like this is the thing, is that you can build the mastery of the car, but it sticks to that specific car.
That's right. I think that's the best thing about this feature, actually, is...
see, because if you buy duplicates of cars, I wonder, do you have the mastery for them?
Individual instance of a car, but if you get another Ford Capri Forza
how would you be able to
tell? It will start with a blank skill tree, and then you can actually, spend your skill points and build that one up as well. And
it's really good because we get skill points are something that once you buy all the perks, you don't have anything to
and that could have real
put
value.
The skill points on. Now
I can already see what people are going to do.
Awesome.
This is the first thing that popped into my head when I heard about this. Because everyone wants Edinburgh Castle, right? The most expensive player house. You can just like perfect a certain style of driving in a certain car and just become the ultimate like Veyron, like McLaren Senna kind of dealer. Just like, all right, I'm going to learn how to master this car every single time.
And I wonder if you sell a car
people will come to you
on the auction house, will it keep the mastery on it, or is it your mastery for that car?
You don't just, I think I'm right in saying, you don't just get to spend the skills you earn in that car on this car. There's a very complicated way of saying it, but...
absolutely right. All skill points are global. So if you've got a car that you're like you absolutely love banking skill chains in, or it's a car that's particularly brilliant at that because all of its perks accelerate like earning points back, you get in this really nice kind of brilliant cycle where you get into a car like, say, a kind of unicorn car, of all of its perks unlocked, you start earning loads of points, and then you get into new cars, and then you spend them, and then you're getting the benefits from those, and then you're back into the unicorn, earning more points.
That's crazy.
It goes like that.
That brings a whole nother level to skill points.
People take advantage of. Also, guys, for those watching, remember
FH4.
if you've just tuned into the stream, we are doing a little giveaway as well for in-game cosmetic items. All you got to be doing is.
I think this looks lame. By the way, you had to watch the stream live.
/FORZA Motorsport.
Like, yeah, it's going to be rare,
that
but
particular in-game customization item, which you can then use once Forza Horizon 4 comes out. So get involved and you'll get a whisper, so you have a chance of winning one, which is really, really cool. We've also got a couple little questions that have come in. So from Thunderbird, he says, will barn finds be affected by seasons?
So that's a good question. I think that the biggest way in which they are affected is that there are some which are season specific. So there are certain barn finds which will only appear in certain seasons, and we've talked about one previously, which is the really obvious example, the one that's on an island in the lake, which you can only get to when it's frozen in winter, for example. But actually, I think each season has a seasonal barn find, which is only available during that season.
Yeah. So
that's something you don't really get in Blizzard Mountain.
Can I spoil the location roughly? I saw one earlier. I just don't know if I want to ruin it.
Sure, yeah.
Wait, on the middle of the lake, there was like a little barn found.
That's like literally the one I just mentioned. Yeah.
I had a little mind blank.
You heard it here first. The barn find is on the lake.
So there's 450 cars in the game.
Yeah.
450 cars in the game, which you can kind of go. Do you reckon anyone's going to be able to master those? Like.
Yeah, it's some sort of Eurobeat. Xavier, I think.
Will. Someone somewhere will do it.
Have you done the math on how many?
No, and I don't even do it myself.
I know. Right.
Someone will, like we always say.
Yeah.
How much time do you reckon it'll take?
It's a long time.
It'll take a long time.
Do you know what? Players always surprise us. But there's always a bunch of things we say, oh, no one will ever be able to do that. And
yeah, exactly. You can grind on this game. That's so sick. I love games where you could just grind.
I think we should kind of have a look at Forza Fun, because last week we obviously took a look at Forza Fun Live for the very first time. But that's not all there is to Forza Fun. So, Ben, could you kind of tell us everything else there is to know?
Whoa!
Yeah, let's go through it. So,
hold on.
This is the main Forza.
Alright, so this is the Forza-thon page. Weekly challenge, daily challenge. Oh, and then this is the winter challenge. So this is, no. Wait. Okay, so daily challenges. It looks like Forza-thon points you get from the daily challenges. That brings grinding into effect as well. This is awesome. This is actually awesome. Okay, and this is the Forza-thon shop. You could buy this Capri then.
Forza-thon screen. So last week we were looking at Forza-thon Live, which is your kind of promise that every hour, on the hour, there'll be something cool to do, and that'll give you Forza-thon points, which was kind of a new currency we touched on.
Yeah.
And we spoke about how.
Okay, so yeah, challenges every hour,
shop.
Every day, and every week.
So beyond every
and every
hour,
week the shop
we
changes.
To make sure that players had something to do every day. So you now get daily challenges, and those are maybe the closest to Forza Horizon 3's Forza-thon. So they're like bite-sized challenges that you can do. So you can see some there in the middle of the screen. You've got like earn 5 ultimate air skills. We've actually already completed that one and got our points from it. Some awesome near-miss skills or ultimate skill chains. They're like kind of quick things to do. And they will come through. You'll get 1 daily challenge a day, but you don't have to absolutely complete it that day. We tend to, we allow you to keep kind of 3 in stock, so to speak. So if you've been away for the weekend and you come back on Monday, you've still got, you know, the last couple of days worth, so you can quickly rattle those off.
And they're kind of analogous, I guess, to if anyone's played Forza Horizon 3, which was the first game we had Forza 3.
If anyone's played Forza Horizon 3.
And are familiar with those challenges, they're kind of analogous to the challenges that we had in Forza in FH3, right? And that they are pretty easy to do. You can knock them off like almost without knowing it, as we have. But there's not a big time investment involved in doing them. But there is this reward.
Yeah, they're really simple. In fact, we often find that when we're testing the game internally, you'll be doing daily challenges without really thinking about it. But it's like a nice reminder that
that's nice.
There and giving you rewards. So beyond daily challenges, we wanted to make sure that you've got something to do every week. And so this is where the weekly challenge comes in place. And the weekly challenge is all about getting into like a particular kind of special car, like maybe something like a Nissan.
Because look, every week it says you can get 30 Forza-thon points if you do 7 daily challenges in the
and
1 weekly.
This will give you more points.
That's awesome.
Like many more points in a day.
That's actually
take a lot
awesome.
more work to do, like half an hour, an hour's kind of play. And there's usually 4 stages to do in a weekly challenge. So you can see here, the first one is like owning and driving a vintage racer. So let's say that we've got that. We then go through, and here is learning some particularly tricky skills to get during races. So there's like a really cool thing to do in that car, and it's kind of leading you on a bit of a story.
Yeah.
Do all 4, and you get all of the FORZA points.
So that's how I know, kind of compared to the daily challenge, you can get a lot more points.
Win 100 FORZA points with that weekly challenge.
Experiences,
feels good, man.
The Antiquated Roadshow one, but the following week, what could you have a completely different challenge?
Yeah,
as well?
Could be classic muscle, could be like the Nissan GTR, like I was saying, Bugatti Veyron. Using the Veyron as an example, you'll be doing things like, you know, driving above 250 miles an hour for 5 minutes non-stop and stuff like that. Like, challenges that are perfect for that type of car.
Oh my gosh.
I'm right saying that you have to do these in order.
That is
so
a crazy challenge.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of a
250 for 5 minutes
straight.
It is a
bit of a story. Yeah.
I see we've got Max British with our
on Earth
challenge names here.
Antiquated Roadshow.
Yeah,
it's similar to
Jolly Good Show. Excellent.
Yeah,
Jolly Good.
Similar to television.
Jolly Good Show.
A Dickens of a job there as a
I saw that one also.
Before we kind of go through a bit more FORZA stuff and FORZA fun, we've just got a couple more questions from the chat. Guys, remember, if you've got any questions about anything that we're discussing,
I will
whether it's
admit,
winter
this
or
chat
any
has
of the
some
new
pretty good
features,
questions.
drop them in the mix chat, and then Ben or Ralph could answer them for you. But Oliver Watley's just asked, is there still the convoy feature?
What's up, Vader?
In the game?
Yes, there is. Yeah, there's still the convoy feature. However, convoy is now your way of grouping up with other players, and we've spoke and shown a lot of the really awesome kind of anti-grief stuff we've got, including Auto Ghost. So you know how you're free roam.
It's amazing.
You can't ruin the game by crashing into you. Well, when you convoy with other people, collisions are back on, because this is a way of you saying, I'd like to have that experience with these people who I know. So it's like perfect for tandem drifting and things like that.
Yeah, and Batteries has also just asked, is there still an auction house? Which we just touched on a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah, there is still an auction house, absolutely. Yeah.
Which people are going to be able to take advantage of, which is especially with all those new features. But should we have a look at the rest of the FORZA Fun section?
I'm going to take a guess and say when you level up your car mastery, that mastery is going to be the same for if you have duplicates of the car. But let's say someone, you like mastered a car, you put it on the auction house, someone buys it and they don't have any mastery for that car, they won't have any. I don't think mastery is going to just change from car to car.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's going to be same for if you have several of the same car.
You've got your FORZA points. What can you spend them on? So here you go, FORZA shop.
Oh!
And you can see that there's a really nice collection of rare items.
That is so sick. Skyline. Oh, you can purchase a wheel spin for 10. A super wheel spin for 50. Clothing, those boots look awful. And then a car horn.
In the game.
Sea of Thieves.
And the way the
theme?
FORZA shop works is every week when the season changes,
a Sea of Thieves. Wait, what?
You don't lose any of your FORZA points. You can save them.
Oh, I want to hear it so bad.
Just wait for the perfect.
Oh, that's so
that
cool.
To get.
Oh, that's so cool.
The way to think about this is that it's a way to.
So how did they get the licensing for Sea of Thieves then? There has to be some sort of partnership there.
Guarantee
I
getting
love
a
Sea of Thieves.
reward without any RNG completely ruining it for you every time you go through something like wheel spin. Like,
yeah.
I'm desperate for that particular FORZA.
Alright, so it's 300 FORZA points for like a Horizon edition.
The mastery stuff. You can see there that it's in the
15
shop
for a
and that gives
Skyline.
you something to save up for, so you can guarantee that that's what you're going to get instead of trying your luck with wheel spin.
Also, is there ever going to be any like exclusive items in the FORZA shop that you're not going to be able to get in the game like elsewhere?
Don't think so. No. We
okay, that's so nice.
We don't want to get anything in the.
Okay, so that's something they did in Forza Motorsport 7. The whole bunch of people hated is you could only buy some cars on like the specialty dealer and stuff, which they fixed, by the way. It was fixed in a new patch, but other than that, I think they did good. Sea of Thieves themed car horn. I want that. I'd buy that over everything here.
So it'll all be stuff that you can get.
What's up, that guy's fan?
But like Ben says, it's the perfect sort of
Thunder,
shop front
I think
to come
so.
to and get that thing that you really want and just hasn't been.
I want it. I want that
Can you
Sea of
use like
Thieves
your
theme.
like in-game money
I want
or
it.
like real money to kind of be able to kind of like speed up the process of getting these like kind of FORZA points so you can like kind of shortcut?
Just FORZA points, yeah. You can't use in-game cash.
So nothing else, which is awesome. But like the thing is so if take a look at all the items that you can get a hold of. Like what kind of like
FORZA points.
Like that, is that all kind of till,
How you doing? I'm doing great, man. This is awesome.
Still working on that, yeah.
Still filling it out a little bit. I mean, you can see on the screen that a FORZA edition car costs more than a kind of I say a normal car, it's still a GTR R34, which is awesome, but we're still, working out the earn rates and costs.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Right,
before we move on to the next section, Infamous Creations has just asked, are there rewards and perks for being a painter or tuner, right, in Forza Horizon 4?
Yes.
What is he staring at? Holy crap. He's staring so intensely.
Do you see that? Where we sort of dug into the campaign mode, the Horizon Life. Now, by being a painter and a tuner, you can actually progress your.
It's like no
in a way that you've never been able
overly
to
like
so
aggressive.
You will be able to buy it through being successful.
Like if you say like, oh damn, one here or there, it doesn't really matter.
Influence, you'll be able to level up and progress towards being a Horizon superstar, which is the goal of the game. And I think that's really cool because we know lots of people spend a lot of their time in the paint shop. This is a way now for them, to see real fruits of that within the game's progression.
Yeah. Right, so anyway, thank you very much for talking to us through Forzathon. We've got so much more stuff coming up on the show. Big thank you to Ralph and Ben for chatting us through. Ralph will be returning in a little bit. Ben, I think you're finished with us for today.
Yeah,
but thank you very much for talking us through everything. Once again, guys, remember all the information. You can go back and watch the VODs if you want to kind of catch up or check back on any of the information that comes up on these streams. But we've still got so much more to come through.
User interface.
On the stream. So we're going to be finding and smashing some of the tricky to find bonus boards. So stay tuned for tips on where they are in the game. And also, if you've just joined us, where have you been? Because you missed a tour around the map in winter, more info on Forzathon, but don't worry, check back the VOD after the stream so you don't miss anything.
I can't wait till they release the music list.
Since we started these live streams, something I keep seeing in the comments is how blown away people are with the UI and presentation in this game. And presentation is always amazing in Horizon games, but this game has been taken to a new level. So I've been joined by Matt and Rich from the team to kind of talk us through all the UI features, which I'm really excited about kind of seeing more of and hearing about. So thank you so much for joining us. So Matt, first of all, you've worked on Forza since the very beginning.
Very well, yeah. I think it's been 8 years now. So yeah, it's been quite a whirlwind. But watching the studio just thrive alongside with this series, it's just been great. It's a real privilege.
It must be really exciting to see how far it's come as well.
Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm really proud of the team. They've done a great job this time.
Also, favourite season? I always ask this everyone.
Probably autumn. But autumn in the kind of golden hour kind of stuff, I really like doing the photography kind of stuff. So when that light just gets really low and you're getting the falling leaves and stuff like that.
Don't talk to Ben about the leaves. He goes on about it for hours. Rich, as well, you're the lead UI artist, right? How has it been kind of working with the team and like kind of getting this all put together?
Yeah, it's been great. I'm lucky enough to like work with a fantastically talented team. So. Like our job is to mainly focus around like the presentation of the game. So we're looking at like menu systems, the HUD, and dealing with like things like motion graphics.
The HUD.
Yeah, so it's really,
not as in a hood of a car,
yeah, so
as in the HUD, as us Americans call
where
it.
You kind of draw the inspiration for the UI because it's like so slick. And
oh, they're in a Beetle now.
Like what kind of do you do to kind of bring it all together?
Yeah, sure.
That wasn't in Horizon. Volkswagen wasn't in Horizon 3.
Still the controller.
So that'll be nice.
Yeah, so if we dive into the pause menu, so for us, given that Horizon 4 is kind of set in a modern day setting, it only kind of makes sense.
Did you see that?
When we're gathering reference at the beginning of the project to lend.
All right, so that tells you the weather up there. That's nice. Don't know what that is. That might be Forzathon. World map settings, drum mode, quick chat, change car, rivals, playlist because he's not online probably. Play online right there, and then radio in the pause menu. That's nice.
Gather modern day like cutting edge graphic design references. So
that's so nice.
Motion graphics, like
I like that a lot.
Things like that. Those sorts of stuff is really useful for us. What we tend to do is kind of gather that.
Let's take a look at this season planner. Okay, don't know what that is. Head-to-head enabled. Oh, you can disable head-to-head. Mixer has some sort of integration with this game. I haven't quite learned that yet. Stats. Okay, there's Forzathon. Message center. Look how they spelled center. That's pretty funny. Horizon Life. That's to go online. Wheel spin. Super wheel spin.
That information and
Team Adventure.
What we like to call our core pillars.
What's Team Adventure?
Kind of, communicate those as words, which we have scattered around the office.
Yeah.
So we have things like fun, freedom, and beauty.
Okay, there's your progress there in the middle.
So what we then do is kind of distill our reference and focus them around these pillars. So for things like fun and beauty, we've really like pushed through things like the vibrancy that you're seeing in the UI now. The playful nature, I think, in comparison to what we've had before, is really like coming through. And for things like freedom, again, if you compare what we've had previously to now, our menus are a lot more flexible.
Yeah.
Which is great because it allows us to be a lot more creative with how we like show things, and also surface game features a lot more successfully.
Yeah, because there's so many little aspects to kind of piecing the whole UI.
Oh, I just saw it down here. It says click Y and it says Horizon Convoy. I don't think you guys can see that, but that's nice. All right, what's it here? Find a team. I'm gonna have my own team. Grandmaster players, Grandmaster teams. Quick play adventure jumped.
You must have
unranked adventure. Does that mean there's a ranked adventure? Does this mean we can finally get competitive Forza Horizon? Oh man. Series rewards. Alright, private adventure. That's what I'll be doing a lot.
Yeah,
ranked adventure, there it is. Yeah.
So I'd say there's a couple of big wins for me personally. So like looking on the home tab now, like we have a radio tile, which is great. So even though it's off right now, unfortunately.
Everyone's like, turn it on, just like, turn it on.
So usually they'll showcase like album art.
Yeah.
But I think having a radio tile in the pause menu now is great. It's an awesome way of kind of linking.
Look, the temperature's dropped 4 degrees since the last time he was here.
Standalone space. There's still that kind of visual connection going on.
Yeah.
As well as that, we've got the weather tile, and it actually like showcases what temperature we have in the game right now.
Yeah, because that's going to affect how the gameplay plays and feels.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a really useful like tool. But also, I think it kind of like brings a bit of authenticity to the UI, which we haven't had before. So, like, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. But yeah, they're kind of like small like wins for us. But I think one of the biggest things that I'm proud of, and I think a lot of people in the studio are proud of, is what we've deemed our white space.
And I know this is what Matt is kind of like really happy about, because you've put a lot of work into this. Kind of, can you talk us a little bit more about the white space?
Yeah, it's been a lot of work. You can kind of see it there in the background, but to speak about the series in general, the Horizon series has really had quite a unique visual identity, I think, and that goes right the way back to the beginning when we had this desire to really sort of push a youthful and energetic feel into everything we did, and that went through to the cinematics.
Jeez, that thing's fast.
As we've worked through all the games, we've tried to iterate that a little bit with the cinematics. But then coming off the back of Horizon 3, Rich, I remember me and you talking quite a lot about wanting to just push it a little bit further and see if we might be able to sort of fuse the UI and the cinematics together as like a cool thing. So we went away and we started like pulling together a bunch of different ideas. We put that in front of the team. I think that really started to resonate. So then from there it just started to cascade into a bunch of other features. So what we can show you in a minute when we get into a race is kind of
the white space.
The white space. Yeah.
It's quite exciting because we've seen it a few times throughout all the races that we've gone into over the past couple of weeks. I love.
That car's actually really nice.
Event. Yeah, that's
very
really
good.
Cool. I mean, so there's a couple of reasons why we've kind of gone for this white space idea. So firstly, it just looks cool. It's really different to what we've done previously.
Trending today, best of the month.
One of the things we really wanted to do this time is be able to control the lighting conditions and things when going into events or looking at characters. And it's quite difficult to do that when you pull up to a race in the middle of a dark field in the middle of winter. So it's nice to be able to just take that and control the stuff and do some cool stuff to look at while we're waiting for everything to fall into place.
Oh, so nice.
So that was just a quick snippet of like the pre-race. And then, if Andy can get around this race fast, we can probably show those eagle eyes amongst you want to purchase our Get Ready OG video.
Not supposed to talk about that.
Yeah, that's not difficult.
Do you reckon Andy's going to crash here? Because there's been a thing, he's had a lot of pressure on him the past couple of weeks. Everyone's like, I think everyone kind of like eggs him on a little bit and kind of slightly hopes he crashes. But do you reckon he's going to get around here in like quick time, or do you reckon he's going to like kind of crash? What does everyone in the chat think as well? Like, let us know. Do you think Andy's going to do this flawlessly and win the race, right? Because then we can kind of get that nice cinematic at the end, right? Or is he going to crash?
He never fails, does he? Really?
Don't tell him that, right? We're trying to. Is he the best racer in the office?
I don't know if you can turn on and off headlights
yet. Maybe, but you know, we don't like to tell him to his face.
Because what other bits have we got in the UI that you've kind of worked on with this section before we get to the white space?
Oh, we're literally about to jump to it. But...
Oh, we're about to finish.
About to finish. So if it works.
Right, here we
One
go.
lap.
So one of the cool things about this as well,
so
with the dark finishing line, is that we know players like to spin and win across the line. So that's something we absolutely wanted to keep for that as well. So there was a lot of work.
Oh, it's so cool.
Sure that looked all cool.
That is so cool.
And it worked. It paid off.
Hey, at least he had the fastest
awesome.
lap.
I can't wait for people to kind of get involved and kind of like look at it for themselves, especially with like all the Forza fun, like all the major showcase events. There's so many cool little details. But big thank you so much for kind of like talking us through all the UI features. Remember, guys, if you've got questions, drop in the Mixer chat because we've still got so much. But big thank you to Rich and Matt for talking us through the UI. Thank you for doing it. But we've still got so much more to come up during the stream, guys. So make sure to stick around. One little thing as well.
Make sure to stick around, guys.
So if we can kind of flash the image again up on screen for you, because if you're on mixer.com/Forza Motorsport, you have a chance of winning this in-game cosmetic item. You might get whispered a code in the chat. So just get involved, ask questions. But this is everything else we've got coming up in the stream. So for those of you that are wondering, so much more. We have got bonus boards. Okay, now this is going to be a really fun section. It's going to have pressure, it's going to have drama, and we're going to smash some boards up. And we're once again joined by Ralph and Ben for smashing up some boards. All right, last week that mud, but this time.
All right, let's skip to the gameplay.
Board. So can we talk a little bit about the bonus boards?
It's not skipping.
Because it feels like almost like a really tiny. Almost like a really tiny feature of Horizon games to spend any time talking about, but
no one does bonus boards.
Like
let's be honest.
It's been in every one of the Horizon games to date. Yeah. It started in the very first Horizon game when I think, in all honesty, we needed some like quite cheap gameplay to to put around the open world, and we thought, what could we hide around the open world that players could go find? But I think since then we've just got better at it. We've found the fun in it. We've found the different types of gameplay that can be involved in finding and smashing a bonus board, of which there are usually about 150 in the game. And I think certainly on Forza Horizon 3, and I think this is, thanks to one of our designers, Matt Piper, big shout out to him, who really sort of raised it kind of to an art form, hiding bonus boards in devious places around the world. And I had a ton of fun, playing the game at home once we launched on Horizon 3, spotting them, figuring out how he wanted me to go and go about smashing it. And he's done the same on this game, and that's kind of what we're going to be looking at just over the next few moments in game, just to pick out a couple of the most deviously hidden bonus boards, and we're going to be seeing if Andy has got the driving skills.
Got the skills. I almost feel that we should get a poll going on the chat if it's possible as well.
It feels hardly worth it.
What? I love polls.
25 beauty spots. Wow.
You do love a poll.
So there are I think we're going to the first one. All right. Do you reckon he's going to do it first try? Right.
So just to be clear,
I saw the clip of this actually.
There.
How on earth is he going to get that?
Can he drive up to it?
And this is kind of what I mean. Like, and there's a ton of these boards, right, which are just by the side of the road. I don't mean to say that all 150 are like sort of Nintendo-style puzzles, but there's a bunch of them which have got like some real sort of problem-solving or skill-based gameplay around them. This is definitely, I think, a little bit of both. It's a little bit of problem-solving, and now
I don't know how on earth he's going to get this board. To be honest,
the skill.
I like. The thing is, right, we've seen him practicing a little bit earlier.
Oh, quite a lot.
Saying a little bit, it's being generous. Here we go, is he going to do it? No.
Oh my gosh, that's so close.
It's really familiar.
Yeah, no, it's just like he's hitting the floor again. We haven't seen this once at all.
No.
But I think that's the thing that I love so much about this, because it reminds me of the
oh yeah, as soon as it comes out, I'm going to be playing
during the showcase,
so much Forza.
Thread the needle through the thing.
Yeah.
It feels like it's a more extreme version of that.
You have to do it in mid-air, yeah.
You got to kind of like, no, hold on.
Oh.
No, it's too short. It's close. It was close. Like how many attempts?
Skip forward just a little bit.
I found it's quite early in the game.
Oh, he's using rewind.
And
that's clever.
In the back garden of this little house in Broadway, which is in like sort of south of the map, and it's this beautifully kept back garden, and there's a children's football goal, and it's in the football goal, and you basically have to ruin this family's garden in order to...
Oh! There we go. Right, we got the first one. We got the first one. Round of applause.
It's pretty good.
Right now, you can't see it, but he has got the biggest grin on his face. It's like...
Dang, got 5,000 fans for that. Alright, let's skip ahead a little bit. And I cannot wait to stream this game, bro. It's gonna be so much fun.
Just hanging out waiting for that tonight.
Alright, we're still on the Beetle.
Remember,
I've seen enough gameplay of this Beetle. Hopefully they switch of something.
Chat, ask any question you've got for
oh my gosh.
Winter in Forza Horizon 4.
Oh, we saw this last stream. We saw this part.
Them. And remember, if you're getting involved on mixer.com/Forza Motorsport, you have a chance of winning a in-game cosmetic item, which could be whispered to you as Ben goes flying miles away.
So we're there?
It's over there. Yeah. Got it.
You need to go left, like, a lot more.
The unicorns are not the car to use for this.
It looks really easy. Like, you see it,
Forza
so all
should
you gotta
hire
do
me.
is go down a tube and just turn left.
So there is a
no.
So there is
Rewind. Oh, also, Ben, I'm just saying, I didn't
Why
do
does he
this.
rewind so much?
Right, but someone has...
Like, look, we didn't have to rewind that far.
Oh, fantastic.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
But I'd just like to point out, for those of you wondering...
You're winning.
Right.
So shout out to the guy who was selling printer cartridges. He sent me an email and actually referred to me as Tree in the email. That was great.
Did you buy any?
Hi, Tree. Did you?
I haven't bought any yet, but you know, I definitely will at some point.
At some point,
Yeah, at some point.
get those just for the tree point.
Wow,
But
yeah, like-
Tree, you've got 53% of the vote so far. So guys, if you haven't already voted, who do you think is going to win, Ralph or Tree? Right.
Oh, it's looking good.
That is good. That's good. It's good. It's good.
No.
That's heartbreak.
Yeah.
You need.
Alright, we're skipping more.
So should we
Do
kind
this
of have a
thing.
look at a race? Because we've
Whoa!
looked at some of the bonus boards. Should we go have a look at a race and see how that kind of changes?
Yeah, let's watch a race.
Compared to the other seasons.
We're gonna keep going for this board because this
More
is lame.
questions coming in. So guys, get them in the mixer chat as we kind of head on. We looked at mud last week, okay, and this I think 'cause we're by actually the 4x4 place, which is a lot
are in
more
it. Yeah.
mud. Like, how much does it change? Because it seems a lot more crunchy.
It does.
You know what I mean, though.
Yeah. So this is I guess winter's version of deformable mud, like deformable snow, which we sort of first had in the Blizzard Mountain expansion, and yeah, there's a bunch of different depths to the deformable snow that you'll find in the game. As Ben said earlier, also, it's not just all snow. There's also some areas in the south which are just frosty. There's roads which are cleared and roads which are not, and roads which are kind of like, I guess British people will recognise this kind of road from when it does snow, as it did earlier this year.
Beast from the East.
The Beast from the East, yeah, absolutely.
Did you kind of, was that kind of like, as a game developer, like the dream moment to happen, especially when you're working Forza Horizon 4?
Extreme Track
having
Toys.
winter in there. Was that just like kind of like a gift where you're like...
If you're working on a game based in the UK with winter in it, then yes,
Yeah,
it was...
I mean, it's fair to say that. I mean, every season's kind of been the perfect season this past couple of years. So yeah, it was awesome, and we absolutely went out and didn't just have fun building snowmen. We went out and got
Is that snowman that we knocked over earlier? Was that yours? Was that your snowman? We're like, all right, we're gonna build a snowman. It's for the game.
I mean, actually, the guys had they had to do the difficult. Painful task of going to that same 4x4 park in the snow to drive it, just because Andy absolutely needed to find out how the cars were handling on a combination of mud.
Alright, Vulcan.
Apparently very important.
Yeah, it was very
I'm not surprised. Did he kind of push very hard? I need
Well, the
to go.
cars
It
on the
needs to be right.
championship looks like an MC12.
And to be fair to him, came back with some pretty good reference, and it's made for a pretty authentic experience inside that park. So.
What else? What kind of else did you kind of get from the Beast from the East to kind of put into Forza Horizon 4?
I think the other thing is maybe like you remember how long that sort of lasted. Like quite often in Britain, you get that thing where it snows and then very quickly melts away. But I think because we have
how are these rear-wheel drive cars destroying this all-wheel drive unicorn?
So we got to experience what that, you got that slush.
He's driving so careful.
To the roads you get in Bristol,
just huck it, dude.
which is totally fair. But also when you get
just drive, lol.
Tarmac, that's something that we don't necessarily see all that often, but we got to experience.
What is that? Okay, if it's on the R.
And that's something that we've
an extreme trajectory.
You kind of get the kind of same slipperiness kind of going at that speed as well.
Wish the championships were just the same as Motorsport 7, because the Motorsport 7 championships were good.
And there's some other specific things going on, which I know the car handling guys got really into and made quite a few observations around, which they weren't expecting, which is just the sudden, shocking drop in temperature on the tyres when you hit that snowy surface. Did some really unexpected things to the way the cars were handling inside the physics model, which gives you this whole new sort of layer of depth to the driving experience in winter in certain areas of the map.
Yeah, and also, because like Ralph, you said it straight from the offset at the start of these streams that winter was your favourite season, right? What is it that makes like winter your favourite?
So I think for me the biggest thing is I think it's incredibly powerful when a game can change the way it looks completely. I'm sure I'm not alone in loving games, playing games a lot.
Where's the tail on that?
When you absolutely love a game, when you play it a lot.
Does it have damage on and it just fell off?
You get super familiar with it.
I didn't notice.
You totally understand every inch of the world that you're playing in. And what this game, and in particular winter within this game, does is on a really regular basis completely change the way the world looks, so that when you return to it, sure, it's the same world that you've been playing in, it's the same roads that but it looks so completely different that it's almost kind of like just refreshing.
Yeah, like I always throw back to playing the E3 demo when you kind of went through that kind of like demo track and you were actually going down the same road, but no one really noticed because it was so drastically different, which is kind of going to be amazing. We saw the map as well, which is you guys have actually shared on Instagram and Twitter. If anyone wants to go check that out, go to Instagram or Twitter.
That's on the paint.
Twitter or at
I don't know if it's a paint or not,
Instagram, and you can check out the map in winter.
Maybe it's just a glitch.
It looks so different, just the map from what we saw last week.
And to jump on your point about it, looking super different, you didn't recognise that. I think
that doesn't look behind him at all.
The guys on the development team.
He has traction control on.
The first time
what a noob.
That route, we started working on it. People were surprised when they heard that was the same stretch of road we were using, which was kind of validation for us that it really did feel and look like a very different experience.
And there's the white space again as well, which is always nice to see. But we've got a few. We can get in a couple last questions, guys. So if you've got any last questions, this is your chance to get them in, get them answered by Ralph and Ben as we kind of come up to the end. Because what do we have on next week as well? Because next week is the final season.
It's the final season. It's the final show.
I'll be streaming this.
What we do with Tuesday nights after that. We've built up quite a debt, haven't we? We've promised that we will show Edinburgh, so we will. We've promised that we'll show competitive team racing, so we will. I can't remember if we promised any other things, but we almost inevitably
This is the moment where I kind of need to just try and get you to promise more things, because then it's just so we can then get more things next week.
So yeah, I know obviously.
A super wheel spin.
Spring. We will be showing spring. I think we'll probably drop the spring.
Killer Instinct theme.
We have the winter map.
Forza Motorsport 5 team, 40,000 credits.
As well, so there's
it's so sick.
Coming up in our final show next week.
Well, we also have a poll.
Zach, what's up, dude?
Wait, hold on. I want to see this poll that's going on. What's your favourite? So, guys, we have a poll that's going on right now. What is the favourite season of Forza?
Alright, is there anything else in this stream that we should watch?
Here's a little update of all the previous streams that we've seen. Little video for you guys if you missed the other streams.
Oh, we'll watch this.
Bye.
Hopefully this isn't copyrighted. Copyright.
What's up, guys, and welcome to the Forza Horizon 4 live stream from Playground Games. I am joined by Ralph.
It felt like now is the time that we should.
So if you guys missed the first two streams of it, this is
of this
recap.
game.
Ben, I know you love the trees.
Oh, I do. We spent a lot of time completely overhauling all of the rendering work that we put into our foliage.
This thing drifts well too.
All of our foliage shaders now do some really cool things, like they model the transmission of light through leaves, they model the specular across individual leaves.
Obviously the seasons will change the driving experience, and at its most extreme in winter you're going to have ice, you're going to have snow. That's going to change up the way you tackle corners, the kind of cars you take into races.
Sound identical to Horizon Horizon 3, not
there are
Motorsport
12
7.
houses. There's like a huge variety. So when you start the game,
I got the Ultimate Edition.
The first hour
so yeah, you can play it 4 days early.
And then from there, you're free to go explore.
And it does come out on 2nd October, unless you have the Ultimate Edition.
Is just
you can play it like 4 days earlier.
It's this Huntsman's Lodge.
Yeah.
So if you kind of fancy yourself like a woodsman.
Alright.
Is drone mode still a thing?
Drone mode is still a thing, yeah.
So,
probably worth mentioning that
feel
this
like
whole
that
stream
is the
has been done.
Conclusion of that. It was very, very cool to watch. I thought it was amazing. I can't wait for this game. I'm going to stream this game so much. It's going to be absolutely crazy. So, yeah, guys. This is pretty much going to conclude the... how many cars have wide body? I think it's like it's a lot. There's a lot more wide bodies in this game. That'll conclude today's stream. I'm still a little tired recovering from the convention. You know, I'll be back streaming challenges tomorrow. We have a BMW Drift challenge that we are going to be doing. See you guys. Thank you guys for coming out to the stream. Diecast Fan, Masterpiece, Ricardo Dick, Lunar, Zach, we got Gamer Boy, we got so many more people, Xavier. Thank you guys for coming out to the stream. And I'll see you guys in the next one for some more streaming Forza Horizon 3.